It's that time again! Thanks for tuning in! I'm your host, the Joker. Harley! Harley! You see? Let's get to know our legendary contestants.
Welcome to DCUO Legend Spotlight. My name is Jemmy, and today's legend will cover the last lantern that we have before we get the new ones that are coming out in the DLC, which is going to be, I believe, Atrocitus and Saint Walker. So that's pretty exciting. But for today, we're gonna finish up with Amon Sur. Okay, so for the background, Amon Sur is the son of Amon Sur. Now, if you don't know who Amon Sur is, he is the Green Lantern who crashed into Earth and before he died, passed on his ring to Hal Jordan. So that purple alien dude there is actually Amon Sur, who is Amon Sur's dad. Now, for Amon Sur, because his father was in the Green Lantern Corps, he felt really neglected because his father, Amon Sur, had put work before his family. So he feels a really deep emotional hatred for Green Lanterns, which as he grew up caused him to fall into the life of crime and was then recruited into the Sinestro Corps, standing against the Green Lanterns. Amon Sur's movement type in the arena is flight, so he could just zip around the air and also hover like all the other Green Lanterns are capable of doing. His weapon type in the arena is martial arts, or also known as amaze, and I believe he has the full combo available to him, just as they are in the open world as well. But just in case, you could go ahead and check your action menu to review on that. The first skill is called Light Claws, where he creates claw constructs and strikes his enemy, stunning and dealing damage to them. Light Claws is also a combo skill, where after using the skill by continually pressing the melee button, it will strike the enemy more without using any additional power. The initial skill is safe to use against blocking enemies, but the combo is not. Fully executing the combo against a blocking target will knock you back. In groups, the initial skill is single target, however the combo is kind of like a conus, a really close range conus by the way. So you see here that the combo is hitting all three goons. The next skill is called Ram, where Amon Sur unleashes a snowplow kind of thing from his ring that knocks back his enemies while damaging them. It is safe to use against blocking targets, but of course the knock-up effect will not apply. Against groups, Ram is a linear AoE in that it affects all enemy targets that are within that line, knocking them all up and dealing damage. For Construct Whirlwind, Amon Sur summons a whirlwind made out of his construct from his ring, of course, and that continually damages his enemy and at the end applies a stun. This skill is safe to use against blocking targets, but of course the stunning effect at the end will not apply, as long as your enemy is blocking during the entire animation. And as we expected, Construct Whirlwind is an AoE around Amon Sur, so all enemies nearby Amon Sur when he uses this construct skill will be affected by the damage as well as the stunning at the end, as long as they're not blocking. Amon Sur does come with a very long charge up skill called Shatter, where he kind of suspends himself in the air for a while, punches the ground, and stuns his enemies while dealing some damage. It is safe to use against blocking targets, but of course the stunning effect will not apply. Even though the skill is safe to use against blocking targets, it is vulnerable to being lunged, so just be careful when you have a lot of people nearby. Use it sporadically. And Shatter is also an AoE that stuns and damages all nearby enemies. But the trick will be to get it off in time before anyone has the chance to lunge and interrupt you. The fifth skill on Amon Sur's loadout is called Nightmare Construct, where he summons a pet to aid him in battle. Now this pet is, I would say, able to do some nice crowd controls, like it does a knockback with his controls as well, but you do need to be hitting an enemy target for it to start going in, hitting the same target that you are. The duration of the pet is for 40 seconds. As for the Nightmare construct against group fights, the initial ring damage is a single target. However, just when the Nightmare construct is aimlessly swinging around, that is a very close Conus AoE. The last attack on his Lora is Swoop Attack that we've seen in other lanterns. It's a skill that knocks back your enemies while damaging them. It is safe to use against blocking targets, but of course the knockback effect will not apply. And the last thing to note, that Swoop Attack is a Conus AoE that knocks back and damages all enemies in front of Amon Sur. So that is it, guys. That wraps up the last lantern to cover before the next DLC comes out. Now, if you are interested in playing with Amon Sur in your Legends matches, you could go ahead and purchase him with Marks of Legend as well as some in-game cash. Thank you guys so much for watching and staying in tune with all of these videos. I know that we put a lot up at one time, but it is just so that we could get ready and provide that information for you. If you haven't seen the last lantern that we covered, we did the Arquilo, I believe, and I'll go ahead and put his link right in the center here for you. If you would like to stay updated with any of the videos that we post right when we post them, you could go ahead and subscribe with the link right on top. You can also find me on other forms of social media such as Twitter, Facebook, and more, with all the convenient links listed in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!